Alright guys, next part of this video I want to talk about is crafting. So crafting, I don't really do this till I'm level 55 and above, or level 50 above. The only thing I do really invest my time in early on in the game is fish crates. Why? Because they give you gold. They will unlock gold, and gold is very important in this game. So when you get the opportunity, when it gives you, prompts you for those challenges or for that part of the questing, it'll just come up in your quest log, and I showed you how to get that before. You're gonna just want to accept the quest, keep following the quests, and it will teach you how to do this stuff. It will give you the recipe for this, right? As you can see, it gives you the items that you need to collect for it. These two you're gonna be able to basically collect during your journey in the open world. This is basically the game they're going to teach you how to play, the fishing game. And this part of the screen is basically just for crafting. If you look at a little highlight box in the middle to the right of it, there's a few little bits of detail that you need to pay attention to. To use this skill, you need 0 skill points. Where do you find how do you know how many skill points you got? Well, if you look under crafting, and next to smelting basic is the level that you're at, and it said skill 1 out of 500, right? That means you got 1 skill out of 500. You need 0 skills, you've got 1, so you're gonna be able to do this. Quite easy, quite self-explanatory. But as you increase that, you're gonna be able to unlock new recipes. So the next recipe in the list is fish crate 2. And again, if you look to the side of it, to the right hand of the main highlighted area, it says you need 300. So if the skill that you let me go back, if you gain 3 for every 1 you make of these, and you need 300 for the next one, you're gonna have to do 100 of them. That doesn't sound like a lot, to be honest, but when you start playing these games, when you start realizing how many of these you have to cultivate during the open world, you're gonna realize, you know, hey, this is a long, time-consuming thing. So it's not a bad idea to collect stuff early on in the game, but to use it, you know, you got to be a little bit smart, right? For fish crates, it's not that big a deal. You're gonna get gold. You keep using these. You keep doing the fishing. You keep building up your gold. But there's certain things, you know, in these recipes that take a long time. If you look at this one here, so you need 10 cobalt ore, which is not hard to get. That's like 4 or 5 times you mine something and you're gonna get that. But the 15 craft kits that you need cost 1 gold currently in the TERA game. So what you're gonna want to do to complete this crafting item, buy 15 of those, gather 10 of these, and then you're going to get 1 of these. But it only gives you 1 skill point, right? And where do you use this? And normally it shows you where you can use it. So all this stuff, you know, they have recipes, so there's alchemy recipes. As you can see, I mean, I can't find where you would use something like that, but it was okay. Yeah, you can. So it's in etchings, right? So there's recipes for all these things. So you've got recipes for crimson silex, azure silex, and earth silex, right? They're under this part here, right? I think under processing, I think. So for silex, there you go, right? But again, it's the same process as the one from smelting, as the ingots, right? This is something I wouldn't focus my energy on early on in the game, but it's something cool as you progress. Again, the only other one that I would do for fishing is bait. Learn the fishing skills, create your own bait. Bait normally costs 1 gold from the merchant. I don't want to spend that gold. It's hard to earn, you know, so I don't really do that. And then cooking, it's going to teach you how to cook. You can do this dish here, which is the fish fry. This is the most basic one. The other ones cost a lot of, you know, skill points, and you have to accumulate those skill points over time. But again, these are expensive to do. These cost, you know, it takes 25 bay salt, which bay salt cost a gold, and the same with the grapeseed oil. So I wouldn't fixate on crafting early on in the game. As you progress through the game, as you're enjoying it more and getting more accustomed to everything, then start investing in that. Start looking at how you would do that. And I highly recommend watching videos of guys who are far more educated on this than me, who've played this game a lot longer than me. Guys, crafting is a big part of the game, but not, in my experience, for the player who is not at level 50 at the very least. So guys, lastly, I want to explain just a little few things. So under the character, you've got feats. These are just rewards they give you. These are just, you know, accolades that they send you, that you've milestones you've hit. So, you know, it's like when you play a game on the PlayStation, it gives you an award unlock. So some of these have actual items. Some of these items I would not chase. You know, some of these things, they're gonna happen naturally. So some of them you've got to like kill 1,000 monsters before you even get something, right? To get something cool, some of these you got to kill like 1,000 BAMs, which is pretty tough to do, right? It's time consuming, it's tedious, it's not fun. After a while it gets boring. So I wouldn't chase these things. If you manage to do that, you can do that. Once you hit level 65, maybe you go on this crazy quest to get all these, and you can go through these by highlighting them and then pressing square to find out what they are, and it tells you, you know, win 150 times in Crosshair Stronghold. You know, I haven't got any because I haven't done that yet, but you know, when you learn the language and when you learn what all these things are, you know, you're gonna be able to, you know, navigate through this yourself, and you're gonna know what these are. That's, like I said, I wouldn't chase a lot of these things because it can be really time consuming. So the next part I want to talk about is quick matching. What is quick matching? So the quick matching is basically your dungeons. If you're looking at instances, they're just dungeons. We can't select them because they're grayed out because we haven't unlocked them yet. And battlegrounds, which is your PvP. You know, your battlegrounds where you battle other players as a group. They give you stuff like capture the flag, or you know, just straight out PvP, right? The button underneath it is the reset instances. So if we know instances as dungeons, it just means you can reset the dungeon back to normal or back to restart. So if you complete the dungeon and you want to go back in and you want to chase some of those feats, if it says, I don't know, you know, do Sinestro Manor, which is the level 20 dungeon, 100 times, you can do that. So that's how you do it, right? Or if it's, I mean, it may say like 100 times, it may say 20 times, whatever the feat is, right? You want to unlock those, but the dungeon does not reset. So you're going in and everything's already killed because you already killed it, and you keep going out, but then you keep going in and it's not resetting, right? This is where you would do that. You just press it, you know, select it, and it will reset. You accept. And then leaderboards is basically everybody who's on the server in your class. It just shows you the top people who are PvPing, who are in the dungeons, who are doing the best stuff, or the best gaming this week with their characters for their class, right? Or for your class. I mean, I don't really check this stuff out. I don't really care, man. I just want to play the game. I love the action in the game. So again, it's just something that's personal preference. That's going to come down to you guys, how you do it. The next tab along from here is system. So system allows you go in options and you can mess around with. I normally leave this stuff default the way it is. I mean, some of you guys will probably know what you're doing when you're messing around with this stuff. I don't really know. I mean, if you want to see your own names and IDs and stuff, you can change them here. Whole bunch of stuff you can do. The only thing, if you need more shortcuts, so if you need more, you know, buttons, if you go into control and you scroll all the way down and you highlight the one that says show extra shortcut tray. If you enable that, and I'll show you what it looks like. So before, I'll show you what it looks like without, and I'll show you what it looks like with. So without, you see this one. So it's got L1, and you can see L1 highlights if you want to use that particular skill. So again, if I press L1, left directional button, this is the screen I get, so I can use those attacks. Or those, they're not attacks for me, they're just potions and other skills that I need, you know, miscellaneous skills. But if you wanted an extra, you know, buttons like that, you think, oh well, you know, the normal buttons and the buttons that you have are not enough, just scroll down and select show extra shortcut tray. Once you do that, you back out, and now you can see there's three layers. So you got L1, that's going to highlight up, and then if you press L1 by itself, L2 by itself, it's gonna highlight the top one. So now you've got a bunch of, you just added another, I don't know what's that, 5, 9, another 11, you know, buttons you can press, right? So that's gonna tie into your play style. So if that's what you want to do, that's something you can do. It's not something that's wrong, or it's not something that's right. It's just your play style. It's your game. It's your customization. There's a lot of customization to this game, from the skill moves that you use and the order you use them in, to the gear you use, to the crystals that you apply, to the customization of your character, and all that good stuff, right? The next one in the Systems tab is button mapping. Button mapping does not allow you to change the buttons around. I just want to make sure people know that. It just highlights what the buttons are called. So we would call R1 R1, but the game calls it skill list 1. So, you know, if you look at another one, like for me, the left directional pad, so it is skill list 8. It's DUI, right? So it's dial the user interface, the user face dial, right? Again, it just, you know, it shows you what these things are. It's not really that important. Some people will find this helpful early on, but it's not really something that because I was an ex-PC player, so I thought this is where I was going to be able to change all the keys and stuff and be able to do stuff, but I didn't realize that, you know, that's not how the game worked. So it took me a bit of time to get used to this stuff, right? And the customer support, again, if it's a problem, you just press customer support. If you go to unstuck, like we're in a part of the map now that's outside of the town, right? So if I was stuck in an area and I couldn't get out, if you were stuck on a bit of rock or something, what you would do is click unstuck, and it will send you to the nearest town. So that for us would be Crescentia. If I just show you guys again one more time, as you can see from this part of the mapping, it's Crescentia. That's where you would be teleported to, and then you would use whatever method you want to use to get to the next part. And the character, you know, selection, basically if you click it, and it will log you out. And you don't have to log out to save. You can just switch the console off, right? And that's what those tabs do. So guys, hey, I'm gonna show you how to do a few quests, how you accept them, how you navigate this part. I mean, it's very simple, very easy. As you can see, I press the left stick to move around. I can move the camera around. I mean, sorry for doing that, but just a little bit of how it works. So how do you know who you gotta talk to, right? So as you can see in the quest tracker, there's basically a quest, and it's an orange quest. So as I said, orange quests are story quests, and yellow quests are zone quests. And when you get dailies, they'll be like in a nice green color, but you don't need to worry about that right now. You're just worried about the orange ones and the yellow ones. And you can already see that some yellow ones, if you look on the mini map, there's an actual little exclamation mark. And I load up a bigger map, and you can see there's a lot to the left of the screen. Those are zone quests. They're just for you to walk up to the particular person that has it, talk to them, accept it, go and do the quest, and then come back and hand it in. The story quests are normally marked with a question mark. Alright, so they're the ones that they're trying to attract your attention to. They're the ones that they're trying to get you to do. So that's the ones we're going to do. So for me right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up to him. I'm going to walk up to him, and you're going to see he's going to highlight a little bit, right? He's going to highlight up, so he's highlighted up, and I'm going to press the appropriate button to interact. And it tells you on the screen, for me, it's the left directional. If you didn't change the pad, the track shortcut tray, you're going to press X, right? But for me, I selected, I changed it around, so I'm going to select the left directional, and it's going to open up a dialogue. Now you can read through these at your own leisure. When you're playing the game, you guys can do that then. I'm just going to flick through them really quick. So and if you look at this main part, you can't actually scroll up or down. So it's already selected the next part. You just keep hitting X to move through it. And you know, we completed that part of the dialogue. right now it's still telling you to talk to the guy. So I would just hit the buttons again, you read through it, and it's saying, still telling me to talk to the guy again. So I'm going to complete for a third time. Now it's giving me the next part of the quest, and it's telling me to go hunt some stone beak. So how do I do that? Where the hell are they, right? So I mean, I'm moving out this way right now, and how do I know? Well, that's what is that? A saber tooth, right? Well, do I kill that? Well, it's not telling me to kill that, right? So should I kill it? Yeah, you can kill it if you want. We'll try killing it. You know, missed out there a little bit. Bam, right? We're just gonna kill this thing, but I didn't get anything for it. How do I know that was a part of it? Well, if it's marked with a marker, then you know that's the one that's gonna complete the quest. So these saber-tooths are clearly not the ones that I want to kill. So I'm gonna move around a little bit more and see which ones they are. But right now I'm just doing things randomly, right? But if you look at the mini map, it's got a part of the map that's highlighted in blue. So that's where you're gonna want to move to. The quest is hunt 15 stonebeak. So if I move towards where the blue is, as you can see, there's the stonebeak, and you can see they're marked with a red or an orange little marker, which is an exclamation mark. So if I just walk up to them and start attacking them randomly, as you can see, as I killed them, it's got a message in the middle of the screen. You've just killed 4 out of 5, and it even tells you in the quest log to the side that's how many you've killed. Now I'm gonna get the required amount with the skills I'm using. As it shows you, you've killed 7 of those. Now you've killed 8 of those. I'm gonna kill this random thing because I just want to, and that's the part of the game you can do. You want to kill random things, you kill random things, man. There's no right or wrong. So I'm just gonna grab these guys and they're gonna follow me. If you run towards enemies, they will automatically want to attack you. That's one thing about the open world about this game, is things will want to attack you. Alright, so we've got them. They turn to green. You can see the little star. How do I know where do I go to hand this in? So if you look on the mini map where the star in the mini map is, you're gonna want to keep pointing your camera that way, right? And keep basically following the star, really, right? You're gonna want to follow the little star, and as you're walking along, you don't know where he is. As you can see in the distance, you can see the little star above the guy, right? And it's saying go and talk to Chama, and you can see his name's Chama from here. But if you didn't know where he was, if he was here, you can see the camera's facing north, but the little star on the mini map, there's a little marker there, it's in orange, it's slightly towards east. So if I move my camera towards east, now I know he's somewhere over there. I'm gonna move this way, and as I'm moving around, I just keep looking, right? There he is. So I just walk up to him, highlight him, press the button, accept or give him the quest, go through the dialogue, and he's just giving me a bunch of stuff. And it tells you what you got by the little messages on the right hand part of the screen. Now he's automatically engaged in the next part of the quest. I'm just gonna accept it. Guys, again, go and read through it yourselves. It's telling me again now I need to defeat some Daven scouts. So where are the Daven scouts? Again, you just look for the blue highlighted area. It's telling you where to go, right? You just go towards that area. As you can see, these guys are highlighted with a marker above their heads. So I'm just gonna randomly walk up to these guys. I'm just gonna start attacking them. All right. I'm just gonna move around a little bit. All right. As you can see, I'm facing the side. So my left stick right now is moving this way, and I want to attack. I just spin around and attack, right? And then, you know, I'm gonna run away, attack again, right? I'm gonna charge up the attack this way, and I'm gonna release. If you release the camera, it's gonna literally go north. So that monster dropped something there. I picked it up by pressing the interact button. I recommend you pretty much pick up everything. As you saw, I picked it up. I'm gonna come back to this little safe place because I know there's nobody here. I'm gonna check out what it was. So I go over to the inventory. I check it out, and you can see there's a little N. Red N means new, right? So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna check what it is. It's a brutal breastplate. So it's redded out right now because I can't use it because I'm not the correct level. How do you know what level you got to be to use it, right? Plus, it's got a plus 56, so you know it's a better thing that you've already got. You've got this one. This is already better than what you got, so I would apply that straight away, like I have done. You can see the old ones went to -8, but this one here, how do you apply that? How do you know when you can use it? If you scroll down, and some of you may have already seen this at the bottom of the screen, you read through it, and it tells you in red for level 20 or above, right? So when you get to level 20, you can use it. Can you enchant it? Yes, you can enchant it. Is the one previous enchantable? No, none of these are enchantable. So these are enchantable. You have a bunch of crystals. So this is your crystals. It tells you what the crystals do. Reduce damage from monsters by 3.6%. You can apply these by pressing X, and that's most of them gone right there, right? And you can keep moving along like this, right? So now you've got a material for enchantment, right? So what can we enchant with it? Can we enchant the weapon? How do you find out? You press the menu button, which is the triangle, enchant. No, I can't, not yet. So what can I use that for enchantment with? So maybe it's an armor enchantment item. Let me check that out. Yeah, it is, because it shows 1, and we have 1 of them, which we need 4 of. So those little tips, the basic little stuff. It is a bit of strategy. It's a bit of a strategy-based game. You guys are gonna have to, pay attention a little bit. It's not really that casual, I'm gonna be honest, but that's why I find it fun, right? It's got that challenging gameplay. It's got a cool background. I mean, the world is really beautiful. I mean, look at this world. It is really, really nice, man. It's really well designed. It's a cool game. Hope you guys enjoy the game. Hopefully these videos were informational, and hopefully you guys have a good time playing. Thanks for watching, guys. It's the Forum Wrestler, and I'm out.